Hello, friends. Welcome to Old Coins News. Not every coin is just money. Some coins tell history. Today's coin is only 5 cents, but hidden inside it is America's history, the meaning of liberty, the message of I in God we trust, and the story of E pluribus unum. Did you know that this small coin in your pocket reflects the thinking of a president and the identity of America? In today's video, we will explore the complete history, design, and collector value of the Monticello 5-cent coin. So watch the video till the end, because today's coin is not ordinary, it is special. The 1989 United States 5-cent coin, commonly known as a Jefferson nickel, is an important modern-era coin that represents both American history and everyday circulation coinage. Although it is not extremely rare, it holds strong historical, artistic, and numismatic value, especially for collectors who focus on Philadelphia Mint issues, Jefferson Series nickels, or late 20th century U.S. coins. This coin carries powerful national mottos such as In God We Trust and E Pluribus Unum, reflecting the identity and values of the United States. The obverse front side of the 1989 5-cent features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson's portrait on this coin was designed by Felix Schlag, whose design first appeared in 1938 and continued, with minor modifications, for many decades. Around the portrait, the word liberty is clearly visible, followed by the year 1989, which marks the year of minting. Near Jefferson's neck appears a mint mark P, indicating that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The motto In God We Trust is also present on the obverse, symbolizing faith and trust that has been part of U.S. coinage since the 19th century. The reverse, backside, of the 1989 Jefferson nickel displays the iconic image of Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's historic Virginia home. Monticello is not just a building. It is a national symbol representing American intellect, architecture, and early democratic ideals. The name Monticello is engraved prominently, and beneath it appears 5 cents, clearly stating the denomination. Along the top edge of the reverse is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, which reflect the unity of the American states into a single nation. The words United States of America appear around the design, completing the official identity of the coin. From a technical and physical perspective, the 1989 5-cent coin is composed of a copper-nickel alloy consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 5.00 grams, has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, and a plain, smooth edge. These specifications are standard for Jefferson nickels minted after World War II and make the coin durable enough for long-term circulation. The coin was produced in large quantities, as 5-cent coins were heavily used in everyday transactions during the late 1980s. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of 1989 nickels, making this coin common in circulated condition. However, condition plays a very important role in value. Coins found in mint state MS condition, especially MS 65 or higher, are more desirable to collectors. Coins with full steps on Monticello, where the steps of the building are sharply defined, can command higher premiums, as they indicate a strong strike and minimal wear. The collector value of a 1989 Jefferson nickel is generally modest. In circulated condition, it is usually worth face value 5 cents. In uncirculated condition, prices may range from a small premium to higher values for professionally graded examples. Coins with errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet errors, are especially sought after and can be worth significantly more depending on rarity and condition. Historically, the year 1989 is notable as it falls near the end of the Cold War era, a time when the United States was undergoing major global and political changes. While the 5-cent coin itself was a daily use item, it quietly circulated during a transformative period in world history. This adds subtle historical interest for collectors who enjoy linking coins to broader historical events. In conclusion, the 1989 United States Monticello 5-cent coin may appear simple at first glance, but it carries deep historical symbolism, classic American design, and lasting cultural meaning. From the portrait of Thomas Jefferson to the dignified image of Monticello, and from the mottos In God We Trust and E Pluribus Unum to its durable copper-nickel composition, This coin represents the strength and continuity of U.S. coinage, whether kept as part of a Jefferson nickel collection, a Philadelphia mint set, or an everyday reminder of American history. The 1989 5-cent coin remains an important and respected piece of United States numismatics. The 1990p United States 5-cent coin, widely known as a Jefferson nickel, is a classic example of modern American circulation coinage that continues a long-running tradition of honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and one of the nation's most influential founding fathers. Although produced for everyday use, this coin carries deep historical symbolism, strong national mottos, and a design that had already become familiar to generations of Americans by the time it was minted. For collectors, the 1990p nickel represents an important piece from the late 20th century, a period of transition in global politics and U.S. history. The obverse front of the 1990p Jefferson nickel features the well-known left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. This portrait had been in use since 1938 and is admired for its simplicity and dignity. Along the right side of Jefferson's profile appears the word Liberty, followed closely by the date 1990, marking the year of issue. Near Jefferson's shoulder is a mint mark P, indicating that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is considered the original mint of the United States. The powerful national motto, "In God We Trust," is also visible on the obverse, reflecting the spiritual and moral values of the nation chose to express through its coinage. The reverse back of the 1990p 5-cent coin displays the iconic image of Monticello, the historic plantation and home of Thomas Jefferson located in Virginia. Monticello is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and symbolizes Jefferson's contributions not only as a statesman but also as an architect, philosopher, and thinker. Above the image of Monticello appears a Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, which represents a unity of the American states into a single nation. Beneath the building is the word Monticello, followed by the denomination 5 cents, and along the bottom edge is United States of America, completing the official identification of the coin. From a technical standpoint, the 1990p Jefferson nickel is made of a copper-nickel alloy, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, and features a plain edge with no reading. These specifications were designed to ensure durability and consistency, allowing the coin to withstand heavy circulation while remaining easy to recognize and use in commerce. The coin was struck in large quantities, as 5-cent coins were widely used in everyday transactions during the early 1990s. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced several hundred million 1990p nickels, making this issue very common in circulated condition. As a result, most examples found in pocket chains today show signs of wear, especially on Jefferson's hair and the steps of Monticello. However, collectors pay close attention to uncirculated and high-grade examples, particularly those with sharply defined details. Coins that display full steps on Monticello, where the steps of the building are clear and uninterrupted, are considered premium strikes and can be significantly more desirable and valuable. The market value of the 1990p Jefferson nickel depends heavily on condition. In circulated condition, the coin is generally worth only its face value of 5 cents. In uncirculated mint state condition, it may carry a modest premium, especially if preserved with original luster. Professionally graded examples in higher mint state grades can attract stronger interest from collectors. Additionally, any mint errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual planchet flaws, can dramatically increase the coin's value and collector appeal. Historically, the year 1990 marks the beginning of a new decade and a changing world. The Cold War was nearing its end. Technology was advancing rapidly, and the United States was entering a period of economic and political transition. While the Jefferson nickel itself did not change design that year, it circulated quietly through the significant period, making it a small yet meaningful witness to history. For many collectors, this historical context adds emotional and educational value to the coin. In conclusion, the 1990p United States Monticello 5-cent coin is more than just everyday change. It is a continuation of a respected American coin series that honors Thomas Jefferson, showcases the historic beauty of Monticello, and proudly displays the national mottos "In God We Trust" and "E pluribus unum." Whether collected for its historical background, its place in the Jefferson Nickel series, are simply preserved as a well-kept example of U.S. coinage. The 1990p 5-cent coin remains an enduring symbol of American heritage and numismatic tradition. The 1994p United States 5-cent coin, popularly known as a Jefferson nickel, is a significant example of late 20th century American circulation coinage. Although it was produced for everyday use and is considered common today, this coin carries deep historical meaning, strong national symbolism, and a classic design that had already been part of American life for more than half a century by the time it was struck. For collectors and history lovers, the 1994p Jefferson nickel represents continuity, tradition, and the enduring legacy of Thomas Jefferson, one of the most important founding fathers of the United States. The obverse front side of the 1994p Jefferson nickel features a familiar left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by the German-American sculptor Felix Schlag. This portrait first appeared on U.S. nickels in 1938 and remained in use for decades, becoming one of the most recognized images in American coinage. On the right side of Jefferson's portrait appears the word Liberty, followed by the date 1994, clearly identifying the year minting. Just below and near Jefferson's shoulder is the mint mark P, which shows that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest and most historic mint in the United States. Also on the obverse is a national motto, "In God We Trust," a phrase that reflects the country's moral values and has been a regular feature on U.S. coins since the 19th century. The reverse, backside, of a 1994p 5-cent coin displays the iconic image of Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's famous home in Virginia. Monticello is one of the most important historic sites in the United States and is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The building represents Jefferson not only as a president, but also as an architect, inventor, philosopher, and advocate of education and democracy. Above Monticello appears a Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, which symbolizes a unity of the American states. Beneath the building is the word Monticello, followed by the denomination 5 cents. Around the bottom edge of the coin is the inscription United States of America, completing the official national identity of the coin. From a technical and physical point of view, the 1994p Jefferson nickel is composed of a durable copper-nickel alloy, containing 75% copper and 25% nickel. The coin weighs 5.00 grams, has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, and features a plain, smooth edge. These standard specifications were designed to ensure consistency across U.S. coinage and to allow the coin to withstand heavy circulation without excessive damage. The surface of the coin, when uncirculated, shows a bright metallic luster that fades gradually as the coin experiences wear. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of 1994p Jefferson nickels, making this coin very common in circulated condition. Because of this high mintage, most examples found today show signs of wear, particularly on Jefferson's hair and facial details on the obverse and on the steps of Monticello on the reverse. However, collectors carefully search for high-grade uncirculated coins, especially those that display sharp details and minimal marks. One of the most desirable features for Jefferson nickel collectors is the presence of full steps on Monticello, where the steps of the building are clearly visible and uninterrupted. Coins with full steps are more difficult to find, and are valued much higher than ordinary examples. The collector value of the 1994p Jefferson nickel depends mainly on its condition. In circulated condition, the coin is usually worth only its face value of 5 cents. In uncirculated mint state condition, it can carry a small premium, especially if it retains strong original luster. Coins that have been professionally graded by major grading services and achieve higher mint state grades are more desirable. Additionally, any mint errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet errors, can greatly increase the coin's value and collector interest. The year 1994 itself is historically interesting, as it was a period of change and growth in the United States. The country was experiencing rapid technological development, economic shifts, and cultural transformation. While the Jefferson nickel's design remained unchanged during this time, it continued to circulate widely, silently witnessing the daily life of Americans during a dynamic decade. For many collectors, coins like the 1994p nickel serve as small but powerful reminders of the era in which they were used. In conclusion, the 1994p United States Monticello 5-cent coin is a meaningful part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series. With its classic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the dignified image of Monticello, and the enduring national mottos "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and "E Pluribus Unum." This coin represents the strength and continuity of American coinage. Whether kept as part of a Jefferson nickel collection, save for its historical context, or simply appreciated as a symbol of American heritage, the 1994 5-cent coin remains an important and respected piece of United States numismatic history. The 1985 United States 5-cent coin, commonly known as a Jefferson nickel, is a notable example of American circulating coinage from the mid-1980s. While it was produced primarily for everyday transactions and is considered common today, this coin carries rich historical symbolism, classic artistic design, and important cultural meaning. It belongs to the long-running Jefferson nickel series, which began in 1938 and honors Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, a principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and one of the most influential figures in American history. The obverse front side of the 1985 Jefferson nickel features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, whose work became one of the most enduring designs in U.S. coinage. Jefferson's calm and dignified expression reflects the ideals of leadership, knowledge, and liberty that he represented. On the right side of the portrait appears the word liberty, followed by the date 1985, indicating the year the coin was struck. Just below the date and near Jefferson's shoulder is the mint mark P, signifying that the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest and most historically significant mint in the United States. Also present on the obverse is the national motto "In God We Trust," a phrase that has appeared on U.S. coins for generations and expresses the nation's spiritual and moral foundation. The reverse, backside, of the 1985 5-cent coin displays the well-known image of Monticello, the historic Virginia home of Thomas Jefferson. Monticello is more than just a residence. It is a powerful symbol of Jefferson's intellect, creativity, and vision for America. Designed by Jefferson himself, the building reflects his interest in classical architecture, science, and philosophy. Above Monticello is the Latin motto "E Pluribus Unum," meaning "out of many, one," which represents a unity of the American states into a single nation. Below the building appears the inscription Monticello, followed by the denomination 5 cents. Around the bottom edge of the coin is United States of America, clearly identifying the issuing country. From a technical and physical standpoint, the 1985 Jefferson nickel is composed of a copper-nickel alloy containing 75% copper and 25% nickel. The coin weighs 5.00 grams, has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, and features a plain, smooth edge. These standard specifications were designed to ensure durability, consistency, and ease of use in everyday commerce. When freshly minted, the coin exhibits a bright metallic luster, which gradually softens as the coin circulates and experiences wear. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of 1985 Jefferson nickels, making this issue very common in circulated condition. Because of its high production numbers, most examples found today show noticeable wear, especially on Jefferson's hair and cheek on the obverse and on the fine architectural details of Monticello on the reverse. However, collectors pay special attention to uncirculated examples, particularly those with sharp strikes and minimal surface marks. One of the most desirable characteristics for collectors is the presence of full steps on Monticello, where the steps of the building are clearly visible and uninterrupted. Coins with full steps are scarcer and can be worth significantly more than standard strikes. The collector value of the 1985 Jefferson nickel largely depends on its condition. In circulated condition, the coin is usually worth only its face value of 5 cents. In uncirculated mint state condition, it may command a small premium, especially if it retains strong original luster and sharp detail. Professionally graded coins in higher mint state grades are more attractive to serious collectors. Additionally, any mint errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchette defects, can greatly increase the coin's desirability and market value. The year 1985 represents a period of stability and change in the United States, marked by economic growth, cultural shifts, and advancements in technology. The Jefferson nickel continued to circulate widely during this time, playing a quiet but essential role in everyday American life. For collectors, coins from this era offer a tangible connection to the social and economic history of the 1980s. In conclusion, the 1985p United States Monticello 5-cent coin is an important piece of the Jefferson nickel series and a lasting symbol of American heritage. Featuring the dignified portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the historic image of Monticello, and the enduring national mottos Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum. This coin reflects the values, history, and continuity of the United States. Whether collected for its historical significance, preserved in high-grade condition, or simply appreciated as a classic example of U.S. coinage, the 1985p Jefferson nickel remains a respected and meaningful coin in American numismatics. The 1996p United States 5-cent coin, widely known as a Jefferson nickel, is an important representative of late 20th century American circulation coinage. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin continued a design tradition that had been in place since 1938, honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and one of the most influential founding fathers. Although the 1996p nickel was produced primarily for everyday use and is considered common today, it carries deep historical symbolism, strong national identity, and lasting numismatic interest for collectors who study modern U.S. coins. The obverse front side of the 1996p Jefferson nickel features a familiar left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, created by the artist Felix Schlag. This portrait became one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history and is admired for its classical style and simplicity. To the right of Jefferson's portrait appears the word Liberty, followed by the date 1996, clearly indicating the year minting. Just below and near Jefferson's shoulder is a mint mark P, identifying the Philadelphia Mint as a place of issue. Also on the obverse is a national motto, In God We Trust, a phrase that reflects the moral and spiritual values traditionally expressed on United States coinage. The reverse backside of the 1996p 5-cent coin displays the iconic image of Monticello, the historic Virginia home designed and owned by Thomas Jefferson. Monticello is a powerful national symbol representing Jefferson's achievements as a statesman, architect, inventor, and philosopher. It is recognized today as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, highlighting its global historical importance. Above Monticello is a Latin motto, E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one, which symbolizes the unity of the American states. Beneath the building appears the inscription Monticello, followed by the denomination 5 cents. Along the lower edge of the coin is United States of America, completing the official national identification. From a technical and physical perspective, the 1996p Jefferson nickel is composed of a durable copper-nickel alloy, consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The coin weighs 5.00 grams, measures 21.21 millimeters in diameter, and has a plain, smooth edge. These standard specifications were carefully chosen to ensure durability and consistency, allowing the coin to withstand heavy circulation while remaining easily recognizable in daily commerce. When new, the coin displays a bright metallic luster, which gradually softens as the coin circulates. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of 1996p Jefferson nickels, making this issue very common in circulated condition. As a result, most examples found today show wear, particularly on Jefferson's hair and facial features on the obverse and on the architectural details and steps of Monticello on the reverse. Despite its high mintage, collectors actively search for high-grade uncirculated examples, especially those with sharp strikes and clean surfaces. One of the most important features for Jefferson nickel specialists is the presence of full steps on Monticello, where the steps of the building are clearly defined and uninterrupted. Coins with full steps are scarcer and can command significantly higher prices in the collector market. The collector value of the 1996p Jefferson nickel depends largely on its condition. In circulated condition, the coin is generally worth only its face value of 5 cents. In uncirculated mint state condition, it may carry a modest premium, especially if it retains original luster and strong detail. Coins that have been professionally graded and certified in higher mint state grades are more desirable to collectors. Additionally, any mint errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet defects, can greatly increase the coin's value and appeal. The year 1996 holds special significance in American history, as it marked the 225th anniversary of the United States, celebrated nationwide. While the regular issue Jefferson nickel did not change its design that year, it circulated alongside special commemorative coinage, making it part of a broader moment of national reflection and celebration. This historical context adds another layer of interest for collectors who appreciate coins as witnesses to important moments in time. In conclusion, the 1996 United States Monticello 5-cent coin is a meaningful and enduring part of the Jefferson nickel series. Featuring the classic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the historic image of Monticello, and the powerful national mottos Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum. This coin reflects the values, history, and continuity of the United States. Whether collected as part of a complete Jefferson nickel set, preserved in high-grade condition, or appreciated as a symbol of American heritage, the 1996 5-cent coin remains an important piece of U.S. numismatic history.